In this video, I'm going to share with you what I find to be the easiest digital side hustle that you can start with $0. You could even make $7,088 a week or more like I am. So if you're ready to learn what this easy digital side hustle is and exactly how you can get started step by step, then let's dive in. All right, what I find to be the easiest digital side hustle that you can start with just $0 is selling digital products. So first, let's talk about what are digital products. Digital products are non-physical products. These are digital products. They could be things like PDFs, ebooks, courses, memberships, something that you are going to put in your payment information to purchase, and then you're going to get an email with a link to that digital product so you can access it right away. This could also be something like a template or a paid podcast. There are loads of different types of digital products out there. Okay, now that you know the easiest digital side hustle to start with $0, in my opinion, is digital products, you might be wondering, well, how do you come up with your digital product idea so that you can sell it online? Well, in order to answer that, I would love to give you an example using my story. And you may or may not know, but my very first business was actually a photography studio. I started this when I was just 19 years old. I dropped out of college with just 81 cents to my name to start my photography business, and I was able to grow it to multiple six figures per year. And soon other photographers started asking me like, how did you do that? How did you get your studio? How did you book clients? How do you run your business? How do you pose, light, blah, 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 blah. And so after a little bit, I started doing one-on-one coaching, but I was already so busy running my studio. I had full-time employees. Sometimes we were doing up to 10 photo shoots per week. So adding on one-on-one coaching, although it was fun and I enjoyed it and I love helping people, it just wasn't a good use of my time because I just didn't have a lot of time left. So long story short, I found out about digital products and I was like, this is perfect. I can teach everything I'm using that works and put these into digital products. That way I can help an unlimited number of people and I can also grow my income as well without directly trading my time for money. Now, I have sold over 100 different digital products over the years, and that's not what I recommend for you actually, but does come in handy given that I teach digital products, that I know a lot about the different types of digital products, and I've sold just about every type there is out there. But when it comes to finding the digital product that you should sell, what you should focus on is not what you want to create or what you think will sell. I get this question a lot, like what type of digital product sells the most? And the answer is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the type of digital product. It doesn't matter if it's an ebook or a course or a membership or whatever. What matters is what you're teaching in the digital product and what problem and how big that problem is that you are solving. So for example, when I started creating educational digital products for photographers, the first thing I created was a posing guide. I just simply thought to myself like, oh, posing, this is what photographers want to learn. And I threw it up on my website and I didn't make very many sales. Wah wah. So what I actually did next was I sent out a survey to my following. I had a little following at the time. And by the way, if you don't worry, we're going to talk about that next. But I sent out a survey just using like Google Forms. It's free. And I simply asked these photographers, like, what are you struggling with? What are your biggest pain points? And it turns out that they were not struggling with posing. They were struggling with booking more photography clients. And that is how my model call ebook was born. And that ebook went on to do over $500,000 in revenue. And it was just $59 per ebook. And it doesn't matter that I taught it in an ebook. I could have taught it as a course or a membership or whatever, right? It doesn't matter. The reason people bought it isn't because it's an ebook, right? The reason people bought it is because they were struggling with booking clients and my ebook had the answers, right? So again, they bought it because they were struggling booking clients, and what I taught helped them solve that problem. So how I want you to come up with your digital product is think about who you want to serve and what problem you can solve for them. And the bigger the pain point, the easier it's going to be to sell. So if you, for example, are like, I want to help people learn how to crochet. Yes, that will sell, and that's a great digital product idea. But if you dive in deeper and you ask people, why do you want to crochet? Is it because you feel lonely? Is it because you have anxiety? Is it because XYZ, right? So dial in deeper and find out the why. And then maybe it could be, I help people learn to crochet to overcome their anxiety, or I help people learn to crochet so they can be part of the crocheting community and make crocheting friends, or whatever that is. But you have to figure out who you want to serve and what is the pain point that you can solve for them. And that is how you're going to come up with a winning digital product idea. And by the way, another thing that can help you come up with your digital product idea is to actually see what are all the different types of digital products out there. Now, again, you can sell any type of digital product and make money with it. It's about the pain point, but it does help, I think, to see what are all the different types of digital products. So if you want my full free list of all 54 different types of digital products, you can go ahead and download it completely for free. The link is in the description below this video. Okay, so now that we've talked about what digital products are and how to come up with your digital product, one big piece to actually making sales with your digital product is growing your own following. Okay, now I've made plenty of other videos on this topic, so I'm not going to go super in depth about what I'm about to say, but I do not recommend that you sell on online store sites like Etsy or Amazon. Okay, I recommend that you grow your own following. There are so many reasons for this, but the main reasons are that you need to own your own platform. Now, I know growing a following on social media, you don't own it, but I'm going to talk next about how you can move your followers to email subscribers, and you actually do have control over your email list. You can move it to any platform you want. You can download it as a CSV file. That is something that you control that cannot be taken away from you, which is really, really helpful to have as a small business owner, because when we build our businesses on platforms like Etsy and Amazon, they can literally shut you down at any time. They are going to have you pay listing fees. They can raise those listing fees at any time. They also really want you to run ads because that's how they make a lot of their money. And that's going to make it very hard for you to have good profit margins in your business. Not to mention, when you put yourself on one of those platforms, there's really no way for you to cut through the noise. There's so much competition, and there's no way for you to really showcase your personality to stand out. And people ask me that question all the time, like, well, there's so many digital products out there. Everyone's selling digital products. What's funny is in real life, I have to explain what I do and nobody even understands what a digital product is. So if you think there's so many digital products out there for sale, my guess is just because you've been watching those types of videos on YouTube. So it's serving you those types of videos, because I'm telling you, the market ain't saturated, honey. Okay. There are not that many people selling digital products, I promise. But how you're going to stand out is growing your own following, being your own person, being who you are genuinely, of course. And people will then come to relate to you. They'll be like, well, I want to learn from Molly because XYZ. I like her teaching style. I like what she stands for, whatever, right? And that is how you stand out. Like, I teach other people how to sell their own digital products. There are loads of other people out there doing that, but I am still making a great living from this simply because I have grown my own following. I am not playing the lowest pricing game on Etsy that they make you play. I am not playing
whoever can spend the most on ads wins.
I'm not playing any of those games. All I'm doing is I'm showing up every single week, making videos on my YouTube channel, sharing the knowledge that I already have inside of me, being myself on camera, helping lots of people, and they can choose if they want to learn from me further and purchase a digital product of mine. So that brings up the question, how can you grow your own following? Well, there are many platforms out there, but I highly, highly, highly recommend YouTube. And that is the platform that I use. I put out videos 1 to 2 times a week, every single week. And here's the thing, I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want to be someone who has to show up on Instagram stories every single day. I don't want to be making, Twitter or Blue Sky posts every single day. Like, I don't want to be showing up every single day. And that's one of the things I love about YouTube is I actually script and bullet point my videos ahead of time. And then I spend just 1 to 2 days filming 4 to 8 videos a month. Depends if you want 1 or 2 videos per week, right? And that's it. And then I send it to my team to edit and schedule, which in the beginning I did that on my own, of course. But it only takes me 1 or 2 days a month to record the actual videos. Of course, it takes me more time to do the research and the scripting and all of that. But maybe I'm spending, a 5-day work week, 4 hours per day total to create an entire month's worth of content that is pre-scheduled out. So I don't have to show up every single day. In fact, most days I don't have my hair like this, even though it's really staticky and I live in the desert. So the weather is not very cooperative. But my point is, I don't have to do my hair and makeup and all that crap every single day. I pretty much work in my pajamas. I do whatever I want, whenever I want, but I make sure to record those YouTube videos for 1 to 2 days in a month. And then we get them scheduled out for the whole month. So I don't feel like I'm an influencer. I feel like I'm an educator. And I feel like I'm part of of the online education movement, because this could be a whole video in itself about why our teachers in America don't get paid enough. They deserve to be paid more, of course, but I feel like this is one of the ways that you can be part of that new like online education movement where you get to set and decide how much money you want to make while still helping other people learn from the knowledge that you have inside of you and still helping to better educate the world, which is very exciting to me. So what you're going to want to do is start your YouTube channel if you haven't already, post 1 to 2 videos per week. And I actually have a free YouTube script. This is my exact YouTube script that I use to script my videos that you can grab right now completely for free. The link is in the description below this video. Okay, now let's talk about once you start growing your following, how do you actually make sales? And one of the key points here I want to point out is please do not make up an arbitrary number in your head saying, I have to wait to make sales until I hit 100 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. That is made up in your head. And I know that because I did that back in the day. I was like,
I'm not going to start selling until I have 5,000 email subscribers.
that's ridiculous. Don't do that because you could be making sales as you're growing your following, and that is the best way to do it, I promise. So what I want you to do is, like we just talked about, put out 1 to 2 videos every single week on your YouTube channel. And then what you want to do is make your own freebies to grow your email list. So if you're not sure what a freebie is, my guess is you probably have put in your name and email to get a freebie and get on someone's email list. And by the way, I've mentioned 2 freebies in this video so far. I mentioned my free list of 54 different digital products. And I also mentioned my YouTube script. So these are freebies where you put in your name and your email to get this for free delivered to your email inbox. And then you also get subscribed to my email list. So this is how I move my followers to email subscribers. And what I do is I really focus on giving them even more value. So giving them freebies, really helpful, nurturing emails filled with even more in-depth, helpful content. But what else I do is I create what's called a checkout page for my digital product. Now, in order to create this checkout page, I use a software called System.io, and they have a totally free account that you can use for up to 2,000 email subscribers. So when I say this is the easiest digital side hustle, in my opinion, that you can start with $0, you really can. You could start a YouTube channel for $0, okay? You can start your email list and checkout page and everything you need to make your first sales with your digital product using System.io for free, okay? And if you want to claim your free System.io account, I have a link to that in the description below this video. And again, this is the software that I use, okay? It's not sponsored by System. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a very small kickback. Well, actually, I get no kickback if you sign up for the free one. But if you do decide to upgrade, I get a very small kickback. But my point is that I use System, and that's the reason why I recommend it. And that is how you can get started doing all of this and making your first sales completely for free. So to go over the big picture of how you make sales with your digital product is you grow your following, you come up with what your digital product idea should be, make sure it solves a problem, right? Then you create a freebie or a couple freebies, up to you, to move your followers to email subscribers. Then you make a checkout page and you share a bunch of really helpful emails, and you also have a few emails sprinkled in that say, hey, if you want to learn more, check out my digital product here, and you link them to that checkout page. So what you're doing is you're growing your YouTube audience, which is your traffic. Then you're sending those people to your email list, which is traffic that you now have control over, right? Nobody can shut you down, right? Unless you break a bunch of email marketing laws, which don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't annoy people. And then what you want to do is, send them helpful emails, and also email saying, if you want to learn more, check out my digital product here. So you're just getting your followers to your email list, and then you're sending emails to get people to your checkout page. And not every single person who goes to your checkout page is going to buy, but some of them will. Some of them will. And that is how you make digital product sales. And now you might be wondering, well, that's cool. I get now how to make like my first sales, but how do I scale it? How do I get more sales? The beauty of this is that the business model that I just taught you can stay as simple as that. It truly can. If you want more sales, what do you think you need? More eyeballs on your checkout page, okay? And to get more eyeballs on your checkout page, what do you need? More email subscribers. And to get more email subscribers, what do you need? More followers, more traffic, more views on your YouTube channel. So YouTube, email, checkout page, YouTube, email, checkout page, YouTube, email, checkout page. That's it. It's genuinely that simple. And anyone out there who's making,
No, you need this complex funnel and you need 15 Etsy listings per day.
no. No, no, you do not. I promise you, it can be that simple. You can do this and you can start this for $0. Now, if you want to hear even more on this, I have a totally free on-demand training, which will help you come up with your digital product idea, talk more about how to grow your following, and of course, teach you my Freedom Creator method, which is so that you can make passive sales with your digital product. So if you're interested in that, it's a free on-demand training. It is the first link in the description below this video. And now that you know what I find to be the easiest digital side hustle that you can start for $0, you might be wondering how you can create your own digital bundle step by step to start making sales. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be way more powerful. See you in the next video.